Babe, we got a winner. All right, guys, you know what time it is. I got some beautiful peaches and nectarines that my mom and dad brought me down from their beautiful harvest this year. So we're gonna take those, we're gonna make a beautiful dessert called crostata. It's an Italian dessert, similar to pie meets a tart, interweave them. They had a kid, that's what you would have. It's super delicious. It's a little crusty on the outside, a little crunchy, and then in the middle you have the delicious fruit. We're gonna pair that with the nectarine ice cream as well, so that richness, that fatty ice cream really gonna cut through the tartness of that crostata. And then we're also gonna pair that with a brown butter cookie tuile to go on top, and then yuzu Meyer lemon gel. So it's gonna add a little bit more citrus notes to really cut through all that richness of the ice cream. So it's gonna be really elevated, really nice. You know how we do it on this channel, so let's go. All right, let's make the nectarine ice cream. We want to start out with about 4 to 5 nectarines, and we'll weigh out 250 grams. We're going to go ahead and just puree these down. Next, we want to get our mise en place ready for our ice cream, and then we'll go ahead and combine all of our dry ingredients. In a bowl, we want to combine 35 grams of skim milk powder, 30 grams of dextrose, 3 grams of ice cream stabilizer, 90 grams of regular sugar, a pinch of salt. Let's go ahead and stir those to combine. All right, in a pot, let's go ahead and get 380 grams of whole milk, 230 grams of heavy cream. Warm this up to 40 degrees Celsius or 104 degrees Fahrenheit, and then we'll go ahead and add in our dry ingredients and whisk so there's no lumps. So once we put in our dry ingredients, we want to bring this up to 85 degrees Celsius or 185 degrees Fahrenheit. That's going to help activate and pasteurize our stabilizer. This recipe is going to make 1 quart. Once this comes up to 185 degrees, we want to go ahead and shut it off. We want to chill it down as soon as possible. We'll go ahead and put this in the ice bath. I also like to whisk it at this stage for a couple minutes to cool it down properly. All right, guys, so we got our ice cream mix chilling in our ice bath. We want to let that chill completely for about 35 to 45 minutes. If you want, pop it in the fridge overnight. Ideally, overnight would be the best way to do it. But the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to freeze it for about 30 minutes just to get it really nice and chilled before we put it in our ice cream maker. Obviously, you don't want to put any hot liquid into your something you're trying to freeze, which I think that's pretty self-explanatory. That's pretty obvious, but you never know. I feel like I gotta say these things. After it's chilled down completely, right before we churn our ice cream, we're gonna go ahead and add about 250 grams of our nectarine puree, and then also 10 grams of lemon juice. So we'll come back to this, guys, but for now, let's go ahead and start our peach crostata. Take 260 grams of all-purpose flour, 40 grams of almond flour, 10 grams of sugar, 4 grams of salt, and then we'll take 228 grams of frozen butter, whole seeds a few times just to combine. And then we're going to add 30 grams of cold vodka, pulse it a few more times, and then we'll finish it with 30 to 45 grams of ice water. And you want to just bring this together until it just barely forms, just barely comes together like you see here. All right, next we'll lightly flour our worktop and just put your dough out and just bring it all together. The trick to this is we don't want to knead it too much. What's nice about the vodka being in here is it prevents the formation of gluten. When we bake it, the vodka is going to evaporate super quick, so that's kind of nice. So we'll go ahead and just bring this together. All right, one thing that makes your job a little bit easier is if you just take 2 sheets of parchment, put the other one right on top. I like to just take the palm of my hand and just kind of smooth everything out. All right, at this point, you can go and cut out any size you desire. I did 2 6-inch rounds, and I also did 2 3.5-inch rounds. We'll just lay it out. We'll go ahead and pop these in the freezer, and then I'll make a couple small ones with the leftover dough that I have here. Definitely don't waste it. All right, so we have thoroughly cooled down our ice cream base, and then I want to add 250 grams of nectarine puree just to brighten it up a little bit. We have 10 grams of lemon juice. So we'll chill this for about 45 minutes in the freezer before we churn our ice cream. So we want to go ahead and work on our peaches. You can peel these if you want. I'm not going to. I don't mind the skins. And then go ahead and save your peach pits. I'm going to show you what you can do with these. We can make some almond extract with the little kernel that's inside of your seed here. So hang on to these and we'll wait for a video here in the next couple weeks and I'll show you exactly what to do with these. So I'm gonna do a little mix. So I have my mom's white peaches and then a little bit more of those nectarines. We're just gonna cut these, some long wedges. We're gonna bake these off, so keep that in mind. You don't wanna cut them too thin. All right, so to our peaches, so they don't oxidize, we wanna add just a little bit of lemon juice. I'm just squeezing a half a lemon here. We want a couple tablespoons of sugar, teaspoon of cinnamon, nice pinch of salt. This will help bring out the moisture. And then I have some fennel pollen here. I thought that'd be nice in there, just a couple pinches of that. If you have it, if not, no big deal. And then fresh nutmeg. Want about a quarter teaspoon to a half a teaspoon worth. And this will really highlight the peach flavor. And always use fresh nutmeg and grate it yourself. Don't ever buy this pre-ground, please. And then to this, we want 40 milliliters of amaretto. Amaretto is an almond liqueur. This is just gonna give it a nice nutty flavor. Just about a tablespoon of flour. And then we just wanna lightly just kind of fold everything together. You wanna maintain that beautiful shape. So we'll let these sit for about 30 minutes and then we'll bake our pastry. All right, next let's go ahead and make our brown butter tuile. We want 50 grams of unsalted butter. We want 30 grams of tapioca starch, 60 grams of powdered sugar, and then we want 10 grams of all-purpose flour, a pinch of salt, 50 grams of egg whites, and our brown butter. Go ahead and blend this until smooth. Our tuile batter is ready. Let's go ahead and let this chill in the fridge for at least 30 minutes. This will help hydrate the flour and hydrate the tapioca starch as well. So make sure that you just don't use this right away. All right, next up, let's make a delicious yuzu-lemon gel. We want 133 grams of yuzu juice, 67 grams of lemon juice, 30 to 40 grams of sugar, 2 grams of agar powder. We'll go ahead and bring this up to a boil for 2 minutes. Make sure you constantly whisk. Go ahead and strain this out. And then we'll add a nice pinch of salt. All right, guys, so we got our beautiful lemon yuzu gel. We want to go ahead and let this set up in our fridge or our freezer for at least 30 minutes until it's completely solidified, up to 2 hours, preferably. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and cut it up in some chunks and then put it on our blender and blend it until smooth. All right, time to get our ice cream going. Go ahead and take your ice cream mix. Mine's a little clumpy because I let it sit in the freezer for just a little bit too long, but that's okay. The colder, the better. All right, while we got the ice cream churning, go ahead and take your tuile batter after it's rested and use your desired stencils to make your awesome patterns. We'll go ahead and bake these off at 310 degrees Fahrenheit or 154.4 Celsius for about 10 to 12 minutes. All right, so you can layer these in any way you like. All right, and then lastly, we want to just go ahead and fold the outer edge in or crimp. We want to let these rest in your fridge for at least an hour before we bake them off. After we let them rest, then we'll go ahead and egg wash them. I topped mine with a little bit of turbinado sugar. Here, I just used the last of the juice that was in the bottom to really top them off. I want to bake these at 375 degrees Fahrenheit or 190.6 Celsius for 25 minutes. Take them out, cover the fruit with foil, bake for another 25 minutes until golden brown. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. I'm so happy with the results. I think my mom and dad would be proud. I really did their fruit some justice, and my wife absolutely loves it. She's always my go-to test dummy before I eat it myself, and she always loves it, so it's awesome. That is a delicious crostata. It's really nice. You can take something simple. Don't get me wrong, I love just the good rustic Italian crostata, which is pretty much what this is anyways, but we just elevated it to that next Michelin star level with just a couple extra ingredients. It's so fun. That's what I love about cooking. We used to always joke around and say, what makes a dish Michelin star? Just add some flowers to it. Not so much with this one, but I still think it's absolutely hilarious. And guys, I can't wait to see you next week. And don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. I look forward to seeing you on the next video next week. Let me know what you want me to do. If you have any ideas or there's something that you've been wanting to see, maybe a rendition of or just a remake, go ahead and drop it in the comments and let me know. If you'd like to see some other desserts, please click over here. I can't wait to see you next week. Take care.